Please click on like and subscribe. This helps get these movies out to more people. It doesn't cost a thing and means so much to me.
Across the narrow waters of the Taiwan Strait lies a fault line, carved not by geography, but by history. China, ancient and resolute, declares Taiwan an unfinished chapter, a wayward province destined to be brought back under the authority of the mainland. It was a stifling summer afternoon in Beijing, the kind that pressed down on the city like a wet blanket. But today, the city was not focused on pollution or discomfort. Today was a thunderous celebration of the birth of the Communist Party.
What a great celebration today. General Chao, your military looked magnificent. Thank you, sir. It made me feel very good to be Chinese. Brief me on the latest information about Taiwan. Everything is going as planned. We now have over 2,000 special operations soldiers in Taiwan. These soldiers have mixed into small communities all over the island. Each man is part of a small team with a specific mission. They are fully trained and ready. Once the signal is given, each team will quickly act and complete its mission without the loss of unnecessary lives. I have full confidence that all objectives will be met in under 8 hours. It will be a beautiful day when we can once again become whole. Thank you, General Chao. I now have to prepare myself to deliver a news message to the people of China and to the rest of the world. We will be watching Premier. Good evening, China and our friends around the world. Tonight I bring you important news about China's future. China remains firmly committed to peaceful reunification with Taiwan. I say this not only to our nation, but to the world. Peace is not a concession and it is not weakness. Peace is a duty we owe to our people. Across the Taiwan Strait, we share history, culture, language, and blood. Our separation is not the result of choice, but of war and foreign intervention. Reunification is not about conquest or force. It is about correcting a historical division and restoring national wholeness in a way that protects the lives and dignity of all Chinese citizens. I believe deeply that dialogue and patience must guide our path forward. Conflict would bring only suffering to families on both sides of the strait. A peaceful future offers Taiwan security, prosperity, and a respected place within a unified China. We must move forward with calm reason. History has shown us the cost of war. Let us now show the world the strength of peace. Thank you and good evening.
Mr. President, General Love is waiting. He says it is urgent.
Okay, send him in. Good morning, General. Are you bringing good news? Good morning, Mr. President. I have some news about Taiwan that you need to hear.
Oh shit, don't tell me that China has invaded Taiwan.
They have not invaded yet, sir.
Well, that is good news, I guess. Give me a hand, General Love. What does this tell me?
Premier Tsu gave a national address last night in English. He didn't mention the United States directly, but his intentions were clear. It appears that China is preparing to take Taiwan within 12 months. Our intel says that they are running war gaming scenarios in their command center in Beijing.
Well, let's call the boys together. Get the NSC together, and let's meet in the staff office at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Make sure we have the right people present.
Yes, Mr. President, right away.
You all have heard the news by now. It looks like Tsu will be making a move against Taiwan in the very near future. Let me reiterate our official position. The United States is fully committed to the sovereign state of Taiwan. I had a press conference just a few minutes ago, and I said the United States remains firmly committed to peace in the region. However, if Taiwan is invaded, all options will be on the table. That is our official position right now, and I expect each of you to know what was said. If you are asked questions about this, do not change what I just told you. We have to be consistent. Okay, I don't think this will be what we want to hear, but General Love will lay out what our war game scenarios revealed.
Mr. President, we have executed scenarios across numerous variations. Not one results in the United States preventing Taiwan from falling into China's hands.
We have got to find a way out of this. You all have 1 week to come up with options. I will continue to say that the United States will stand with Taiwan. You have 1 week, and we will meet again.
General Chow, tomorrow is the big day. The latest report says that Red Eye is fully functional and ready. I would like for you to join me and watch the launch together. I would be honored. Perfect. The launch is scheduled for 9 o'clock in the morning. My helicopter will be ready to leave early tomorrow morning. I will be ready, sir. I have not seen a real launch in person, and I am really looking forward to seeing it up close.
Sir, all systems are go. Launch will be in 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Forever China.
“移动红眼，锁定目标。”目标已获取。降低护盾，发射激光20秒。目标已摧毁。干得好，任务成功。
Thank you, Mr. President. The Chinese premier frequently declares that Taiwan will be reunited with China. What is your response? And are you truly prepared to defend Taiwan with U.S. troops on the ground if China takes military action?
Sarah, I've been asked this same question 100 times in the last few days. My response has never varied either. Let me answer your question one more time. The United States stands with our partners in the Pacific. That includes Taiwan.
Yes, but are you willing to commit to having troops on the ground?
Again, just as I said earlier, all options are on the table. Any other questions? Go ahead, John. Mr. President, have you spoken with Premier Tsu recently? No, but we will have a conference call in the very near future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this press conference today. I have some urgent business now, so there will be no more questions.
Mr. President, one more question, sir.
Hello, my brothers and sisters throughout our great country. I just watched the President of the United States saying that they will oppose our reunification with Taiwan. If there is any interference from other countries, their resistance will be met with unlimited and powerful responses from our great military. I strongly advise you to not get involved and allow this peaceful reunification to continue. China's destiny requires that Taiwan join us. I will contact President Hunter this afternoon and we shall discuss this matter. Thank you, and China wishes peace upon the world.
Mr. President, the Chief of Staff is here and says it is urgent.
Thanks, Helen. Send him in. Mr. President, we have a situation. Premier Tsu is requesting a conference call with you in 15 minutes. Your schedule has been cleared. The IT folks will be in shortly and set up the equipment on your desk. Premier Tsu, thank you for calling me today. I was going to try to call you tomorrow. I am ready to discuss anything you want to talk about. Mr. President, thank you for taking this call. I appreciate your willingness to speak directly. I am prepared to discuss the matter of Taiwan with you. That is good to hear, Premier. As you know, the United States has a long-standing relationship with Taiwan. We are prepared to defend them against all enemies. The United States helped China defend itself against Japanese aggression during World War II. We opposed the communists and thought we had a long understanding of each other. China recognizes the support your country provided, and we treat your fallen soldiers as heroes. Taiwan has always been a part of China, and we just want to become whole again. However, the Taiwanese are our brothers and sisters. Reunification is not aggression, it is restoration, and we intend to pursue it peacefully. I respect your view, Premier, but why not allow Taiwan to function independently while still maintaining strong cultural and economic ties? Many families remain close even when they live apart. Would the United States allow Alaska to declare itself a separate nation? That is not a fair comparison. Alaska remains part of our union by constitutional agreement and by the will of its people. In our view, Taiwan's separation is also illegitimate. Ancient laws and modern declarations affirm it is part of China. The time has come to make that reality permanent. Premier, you must understand that the United States has supported Taiwan's independence for over 60 years. They are recognized internationally as sovereign entity. It cannot expect the world to stand by as you absorb them by force. Our objective is to reunify with minimal disruption. Our military is ready. Plans have been tested and refined. If ordered, our soldiers will neutralize Taiwan's air force within hours. Naval resistance will be silenced. We anticipate capturing key leadership within 24 hours. Within a week, Taiwan will be fully integrated. Mr. President, your military may intervene. Your aircraft from Kadena or your carrier strike groups may engage, but they will be outnumbered. Our air force is prepared. Your carriers will be targeted and, if necessary, destroyed. We do not wish to strike Kadena or Guam. However, we can if we must. Steve, this op plan is the only thing we have. Be prepared to brief this to the President tomorrow.
I know this document and have read it many times. I will be ready for the brief, Mr. Secretary.
I know you will, Steve. Call me if you need anything. I am going to check on the Navy's input. See you tomorrow.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My name is Steve Gong, and I will be presenting Operations Plan 5057, the defense of Taiwan. This operations plan was first written in 1984. Each of our services have reviewed it, and we agree that it desperately needs to be updated. Mr. Gong, wait a minute. Are you telling me that the most recent revision of this plan is from 2004, 20 years ago?
Yes, sir. The core structure has remained untouched since then. Sir, Op Plan 5057 is obsolete, but we believe the framework still has merit. Okay, I don't like it, but please proceed.
Mr. President, this slide shows the current status of Taiwan's military. Their forces are made up of over 70% reservists. Frankly, their forces are incapable of providing even the minimal amount of firepower to prevent China from capturing the entire island. The U.S. forces in the Pacific must be pre-positioned within 200 miles from Taiwan to slow the Chinese assault. It will take the 25th Infantry Division 72 hours to be a reckoning force. Mr. President, with respect, I believe this briefing should end here. The plan in its current form would not stand up to today's threat. I recommend we cease reviewing this version. We should immediately begin developing a modern, adaptive strategy that reflects current Chinese capabilities and American vulnerabilities. Secretary Baker, I apologize, but in good conscience, I cannot recommend we follow Op Plan 5057. Mr. Gong, what do you recommend we do? Sir, we need to develop scenario-based responses, not just one master plan, but several flexible ones tailored to the most likely paths China might take. We need to integrate cyber warfare, drone attacks, economic retaliation strategies, and new deployment protocols for our forward bases. Good, Mr. Gong. As of this moment, you are in charge of creating the new O Plan 5077. I expect you to lead this team and coordinate across every department necessary. You will brief me personally every day until it is done. I want a working draft on my desk in 5 days. I know that is fast, but if China launches an attack this week, we will be caught flat-footed. I refuse to be unprepared. General Love, how quickly can we get the Pacific Forces commander to Washington? General Akers is already en route. He will arrive from Hawaii tomorrow morning. Perfect. Then we start first thing in the morning. Each branch will develop their own version of this plan. Mr. Gong, I have someone who would like to meet you. General Akers, I am very glad to meet you. You two have a lot to discuss, and I have other business. Let me leave you to your tasks. General, I am very glad to finally meet you. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gong. I have been briefed on the assignment, I understand the scope, and I know we are going to face some very hard questions. It is a tough assignment, but considering the international situation concerning Taiwan, it is the most important project or mission we have. I have already been informed that the simulation results were not good, and China basically kicks our ass. Yes, sir. They had an overwhelming advantage in every single capacity and captured Taiwan within hours in the first simulation. Sir, the results of these simulations were similar to our previous ones we ran a few weeks ago. Both show that if the U.S. does not get involved, there are minimal casualties on all sides and infrastructure damage is also minimal. Okay, I guess everyone knew this would be the case. We could live with this, I think. Now, tell me the results of the other simulations. In the second scenario, the U.S. sent forward elements of the 25th Infantry Division and 5,000 soldiers were embedded with Taiwan soldiers. Every single one of the 5,000 U.S. soldiers were either killed, wounded, or captured. General, the 25th is yours and you are stationed with them in Hawaii. What is the impact of losing 5,000 of your soldiers? Sir, I can only imagine the huge impact. It would be devastating to the command. Losing one of our soldiers is difficult, but 5,000 is a number I cannot conceive. I will add that in this scenario, casualty figures increased dramatically for the Taiwan's military as well as the civilian losses. The simulation revealed that over 20,000 would be killed and another 30,000 injured. Okay, that doesn't sound like it is good for anyone. Losing that many people in just a few hours would be difficult.
Now, tell me about the last two simulations.
Sir, the third simulation had the U.S. reposition 3 carrier task forces in the waters around Taiwan. This action resulted in delaying China's initial invasion. However, the cost to the U.S. would be astronomical. In addition, it leaves other areas of the world vulnerable because of the lack of our forces. It simply would not be sustainable for any length of time.
Now, what about the final simulation? Tell me something good about this, please.
The simulation had the U.S. fire the first nuclear-tipped weapon that exploded over the Chinese fleet. It destroyed many ships. However, China retaliated and completely eliminated the 7th Fleet. These actions also triggered the next World War. I really don't know what to say. It seems that the United States is not capable of defending Taiwan from a Chinese takeover without destroying the world.
Thank you, gentlemen, for completing these simulations. We'll brief the President as soon as possible. General Akers, thanks for your assistance in verifying the accuracy of our simulations. Wow, it now seems that Operation Plan 5057 is dead. The first scenario happens before we can get involved and the U.S. does not lose any of our warfighters. We provide assistance in the other scenarios, but still lose. General Akers, in your opinion, can we come out on top fighting China over Taiwan?
No, sir. Taiwan is just too far from our logistical support.
Even if we move everything into place ahead of time, we would still lose. We could delay them, possible for several days. We would inflict heavy casualties too, but we would not stop them. Most of our forward deployed personnel, soldiers, Marines, and airmen, would be killed in the first week or so. The 7th Fleet would suffer devastating losses. Our aircraft would be overwhelmed by volume and proximity. Taiwan's civilian casualties would likely exceed 50,000 within the first 2 weeks of sustained combat. Gentlemen, I do not see any viable options. We cannot go into a battle knowing we will lose. I will contact Premier Tsu and President Wan to see if we can come up with another solution. Thank you all for your effort.
Here he is now. President Wan, thanks for taking this call today.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a pleasure. Mr. President, it is good to finally talk with you. I assume this call is about China and the recent threats Premier Tsu has made against Taiwan. It is, and I want you to know I will be fully transparent with you. You and the Taiwanese people deserve that. I am listening, Mr. President. We have run every possible scenario. Our military planners tested dozens of levels of involvement. We looked at rapid deployments, cyber warfare, strategic bombing, and even joint regional responses. No matter the approach, the outcome is the same. Taiwan cannot hold. Within days, it falls. You underestimate us. The Taiwanese people will not go quietly. We will fight for every street, every building. We are not victims, and we are not weak. I do not question your people's bravery. I know their strength. Wars are not won by bravery alone. They are decided by logistics, by numbers, by air dominance. Our simulations show your air defenses are outmatched 20-1. Chinese special forces have already infiltrated key installations. President Wan, in the first 4 hours, your communications and airfields would be neutralized. I have seen the models myself and I have read the reports, sat through hours of briefings. I am telling you this because I respect you. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to be honest. You do not see what we see, Mr. President. You have numbers and projections. We have homes and families. We have children. I understand more than you think. But Spirit does not stop incoming missiles. It does not stop soldiers from storming your parliament. And it does not bring back the lives that will be lost for a dream that cannot survive reality. You want me to surrender Taiwan without a fight? No, I want you to save what can still be saved. We can begin negotiations now. You could preserve your culture, your way of life. You could win a different kind of victory, one that saves lives. What you ask will be hard to sell to the Taiwanese people. What happens if we refuse? Then there will be war, and you will lose. I and the entire world will have to watch brave people die, knowing there was a way to prevent it. You ask too much of me. You ask me to accept what cannot be accepted. I am not asking you to accept it. I am asking you to survive it. I will consider what you said. That is all I ask for now. Speak to your cabinet, but remember, time is not on our side right now. I understand, but know this. There are many here who will never accept your plan. There will be blood. I know, but if we move quickly, we might prevent some of it.
We will speak again soon, Mr. President. Have a good evening.
You all know that I spoke with President Yuan yesterday afternoon. The call went okay, but he did not take the news well. I basically gave him an ultimatum. I told him that he has two choices. One, he agrees to negotiate with Su, or two, he can most likely expect China to take over soon. Yuan called this morning and said he would talk with Su. That is good news. I am asking the State Department to check with different governments such as Japan, the Philippines, or Korea. See if they would be willing to host this event. I would like you all to go over this plan, and I am all ears to hear your ideas. Now, I need to cut this short and get the Premier back on a video call.
Good morning, Premier. It is good to talk with you again. Good morning, President Hunter. I didn't expect your call until later this week. However, it is always good to speak with you. Let me cut to the purpose of the call. I am offering a path through unification without war, without destruction, without global condemnation. You believe I am trying to stall. And if I were in your position, I would think the same. But this is real. You could achieve your objective without missiles, without shattered cities. This is not weakness, it is an opportunity. Words are easy, Mr. President. What exactly are you proposing? You and President Yuan meet in private. The location will be neutral, secure, and fully controlled. There, the two of you negotiate the terms of peaceful reunification. Taiwan retains internal governance for a period of transition. Cultural protections, economic autonomy, and administrative continuity would be guaranteed under Chinese sovereignty. It would not be surrender. It would be structure. You assume I need to negotiate. I do not. My military is in place. My navy surrounds the island. I could take Taiwan before the end of the week. Whether your country intervenes or not changes very little. You are correct. But if you invade, you will kill thousands. You will destroy Taiwan's infrastructure. You will draw sanctions and outrage from every major democracy. You will become a global pariah. Yes, you will win, but it will be a victory soaked in blood and shame. Or you can choose a different path, one that gives you your legacy and avoids catastrophe. You have my word. We will confirm the location and time within 24 hours. I will personally oversee the security arrangements.
And President Yuan, we have been busy here in Washington and want to pass on the latest.
Okay, President Hunter, please tell me the latest news.
One question first. How did your staff and government take the information from our last call?
My advisors are in open revolt. Some think that you are offering us up as a gift to China.
I understand their fear, and I understand yours, but there is a way out of this. The same offer I gave Premier Tsu, I now give you. A secret meeting, negotiations that protect Taiwan's identity while avoiding total war.
You do not understand our position. The hardliners here have ruled for decades. They built their power on independence. They would rather die than give it up. If I even attend this meeting, they may try to kill me.
Then give them a way out. Offer safe passage for them and their families. They can take their wealth and settle in a neutral country. The Philippines would benefit from the influx. They would live in comfort and your government would survive.
You would arrange this?
Yes, but it must be now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Emotions are rising fast. We are one missile away from the end of this chance. Where would this meeting take place? Premier Tsu wants to host this meeting in Beijing. He says that it is the only place that he feels secure in holding such a meeting.
Wait a minute. There's no way in hell I am going to Beijing.
I understand your concerns, but he insists on this location.
Then, there is no meeting, Mr. President.
Jesus Christ, Yuan, I am trying to save Taiwan. Help me out, please.
Then, find a location where we both agree upon.
Okay, let me get to work on this. We will find some place. I will call you later.
Thank you, President Hunter. I look forward to your update.
Steve, I don't know what is next. Tsu won't agree to a meeting outside of China, and Yuan refuses to even think about going to Beijing. Any ideas?
Sir, this may sound a bit crazy, but my wife suggested something to me last night. She was talking about taking a cruise, and the thought hit me. I thought about hosting the meeting on a cruise ship in the middle between Taiwan and China. They already have the support elements, food, living quarters, and space. We would have to improve security and install our own communications, but it is possible. What are your thoughts about this, Mr. President?
Goddamn, that is thinking outside the box, Steve. Hosting the most important meeting in decades on board a cruise ship. It's unconventional, but it just may work.
Sir, I did some checking this morning, and most of the cruise companies I checked with have all of their ships in use throughout the year. However, I did find that Vanguard Lines has a ship that is finishing a cruise in Singapore. The Arcadia is one of their ships, and it is scheduled to go into dry dock for upgrades after disembarking its passengers in Singapore. We could get this ship, sir. Vanguard is waiting to hear from me. The Arcadia isn't one of their best ships, but it will meet our requirements perfectly. Steve, you are amazing. Keep working with Vanguard. I will call Tsu and Juan and tell them both that this will be our final offer. You know, I have a sneaking feeling that they will both agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be brief. I wanted to let the country and the world know that we have just completed the first steps of one of the most important meetings in decades. Premier Tsu and President Juan will meet on board Vanguard Line's beautiful cruise ship, the Arcadia. The meeting is scheduled to take place on the 21st of June this year. I want to thank our Secretary of Defense and his team for making this happen. We have teams on board the Arcadia, installing communications and getting everything set up. I am proud to have played a part in this event. Okay, just a few questions.
Sir, Representative Jefferson says you are selling out Taiwan. What is your answer?
Linda, the direction we are taking is to save lives of the Taiwanese people and prevent a war from happening. Frankly, Jefferson doesn't have all the details, but he can say what he wants.
Go ahead, Fred. The word is that the U.S. is forcing Taiwan to surrender to the Chinese. Is that the case?
That is absolutely not the case.
Taiwan will continue to lead the world with its IT technology and chip production. The people will continue to prosper and be part of the world's economy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time I have. Enjoy your day. Good morning, Mr. President. Welcome on board the Arcadia. This is perfect, Steve. You have done an amazing job here. This will be a week to remember. Gentlemen, let me introduce the First Lady. Teresa, come on down and meet your captain.
Captain, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Brief me on the specifics of what is scheduled to take place. Juan will arrive tomorrow at 10 in the morning, and you and the First Lady will meet them on the landing pad. The crew will escort them to their quarters. Premier Tsu will arrive at 11, and again, you and the First Lady will meet them on the pad. The crew will escort them to their quarters. Both teams will have 3 crew members serving as their private butlers. The first official function will be dinner tomorrow at 6 p.m. The chef will prepare a special Chinese dish for everyone. You, Tsu, and Juan will sit at the main table, and all the staff will eat in the same dining room. Steve, it sounds like you have covered all the bases. Let's hope it goes well this week. Let me go back to my cabin and go over the speeches I need to make. Great, sir. We have dinner tonight at 6. Hello, Mr. President. Glad to finally meet you. The pleasure is mine, President Juan. Welcome on board the Arcadia. Welcome on board the Arcadia, Premier. Thank you, Mr. President. This is Lee Hai.
I'm Teresa.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? I would like to propose a toast.
I would like to propose a toast to Premier Tsu and President Juan. These two men are about to discuss how to improve their countries and the entire world's future.
Hear, hear, hear.
Gentlemen, you have both met Mr. Gong. He is our expert on this subject. He has spent a great deal of time in both of your countries. Steve will be the facilitator for this event. Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning to Premier Tsu and President Juan. Gentlemen, thank you both for attending this important meeting. This meeting is not just for us. It is for the millions who depend on our decisions. It is also for the children who deserve peace, not missiles. No conflict has ever been improved by violence. But even the hardest disagreements can be softened by honest dialogue. What you do here this week will echo through generations. Will you be the ones who sparked a war or the ones who prevented it? President Wang, we can achieve this together. Okay, Mr. Gong, how do we do this? I am not here to pick a side, gentlemen. I am standing with both of you. President Wang, what would be an acceptable outcome for you? Everything. Safety, identity, and dignity. We must keep everything that we as citizens of Taiwan have earned. Premier Tsu, what do you want? China was everything also. We want reunification and restoration of a new China and end this separation. All right, gentlemen, you have clearly stated your goals for the outcome of these talks. Here is a fact that needs to be stated. President Wang, if China chooses to use its military to capture Taiwan, the United States cannot prevent the eventual outcome. If the US intervened and tried to prevent this with our military, Taiwan's infrastructure would be set back decades. Taiwan could lose over 100,000 of its citizens. China would also suffer losses. The end result is that China would take over a country that has been destroyed. The United States now hands the discussion to you. The outcome will be the result of your discussions. I will remain here, listen, and take notes only. Steve, you have handled this much better than I could imagine. After 2 days, I think we may be getting somewhere. I guess tomorrow will be the day. Sir, the meetings today were better than I had hoped for.
Thank you, Premier Tsu and President Wang, all for what you are doing. I also want to especially welcome First Lady of China, Mrs. Tsu, and the First Lady of Taiwan, Mrs. Wang. Welcome, ladies. You have made a great deal of progress, and hopefully we will have a final agreement today that will ensure peace to this region of the world for eternity. Before I hand it over to Mr. Gong, again, I want to express my thanks to the crew on board the Arcadia. Now, Steve, please take it from here.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have accomplished a great deal in the last 3 days. Let's now discover what's suggested by both leaders. President Wang described what would be essential for this reunification. He said this item was freedom of speech, and he said this would be vital to any formal agreement. Second was judicial independence. Our courts must remain impartial and free from interference. Third, we want freedom of movement. Our citizens should decide where they go or where they live. Fourth, we want the protection of civil society. Community organizations must operate without intimidation. Fifth, we want educational autonomy. Our schools and universities must remain free to teach and explore without censorship. Our requests are simple but important. Premier Tsu, please.
Mr. Gong, President Hunter, and the Arcadia, thank you for putting this important event together. It will go down in history as a great achievement. China owes you a great deal. President Wang, China made mistakes when Hong Kong was brought back into China. It failed to establish many protests, and some of them turned violent. They forced China to respond. Now, if you look at Hong Kong today, it has even surpassed its importance to the world than it had before it was brought back into Taiwan like today. Let us discuss President Wang's requests. Freedom of speech was the first item. Even in the current China, every citizen has the fundamental right to protest. Peaceful protests are welcome. Taiwan's legal system will be preserved for 10 years and gradually changed to be the same as what is available in China. Local elections will also be allowed. Education is a very important topic. Both Taiwan and China lead the world in advanced computer and artificial intelligence. We encourage freedom of education. A new council will be formed in Taiwan, and it will be called the Cultural Preservation Committee. It will have a balanced representation of people from China and Taiwan. The defense of China is very important. As such, all Taiwanese men will be required to serve 4 years in the nation's military. This is not a punishment, but it is an opportunity for the young men to learn a new skill. The requirements are not stringent, nor are they different from most other countries. We also promise prosperity like never seen on earth.
The people of China and Taiwan will all benefit. Mr. President and Mr. Gong, like the Premier said, I want to also thank you for doing this for our two countries. Without this, I fear that many Chinese people from Taiwan and from China would be stricken from the world. I discussed this with my staff here and back in Taiwan. They are fairly evenly split on what I should do. However, I wish to be remembered as a man who prevented lives from being lost than one that sacrificed thousands on principle. Premier, I believe what you have said in the past few days. I also believe your intentions are honorable. Let's have the documents prepared this evening and we go over them in the morning. Thank you, President Wan and Premier Zhu. This is a great step forward for China, Taiwan, and all Chinese people around the world. We will prepare documents this evening and they will be ready to review by 6 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow will be a great day.
Looks like another quiet night.
Sir, it looks like Aegis has picked up on something coming in from the northeast. It is a missile, sir. Aegis confirms trajectory as the Arcadia. Bridge, this is radar. We have incoming missiles. Sound battle stations. Target acquired. Permission to fire? Fire.
Clear the deck for missile launch.
Sir, target destroyed.
That's great. Now focus on the radar to see if there are more coming.
Yes, what is it? Premier, this is General Chow. We have an incident. Your staff will meet you and Mrs. Zhu outside in 5 minutes.
We have to get up. Something is happening.
What happened, General Chow? Sir, there was some sort of attack directed at this ship. We are ready to evacuate you immediately. Let's find out what happened first. Yes, sir. It is your call. President Hunter will join us for a briefing of what happened.
As you may have heard, we have had an incident on board. That is why you're here, and I will give you a briefing on what has happened. The air defense systems on board the USS Robert Carey alerted on an incoming missile at 0330 this morning. The crew reacted quickly and the missile was destroyed. All Chinese, Taiwanese, and US vessels have received information and are on high alert at this time. We believe the situation has been contained and under control.
Do you know where the missile originated from?
It appears to have been launched from the southern border of Taiwan.
I cannot believe this. I am very sorry that this happened. It must have been the opposition group. We will investigate this immediately and those responsible will be caught. Captain, are we safe now?
Sir, we are safe. We have the combined military of 3 nations providing protection. I believe that we are very well protected.
We have come too far to let this stop this important event. I believe that the combined forces around the Arcadia will keep us all safe.
I agree with Premier Zhu. What are your thoughts, President Wan? I agree with you both. There will be protests, but we must prevent war. It is just too important to stop now. Good, then let's all go back to bed and get a few hours of sleep before we begin at 10 o'clock this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we were reminded of how delicate peace truly is. The USS Robert Carey prevented a catastrophe. I am proud to say that Lieutenant Commander Jerry Phillips has joined us to receive our thanks and our respect. He and his crew saved lives today.
I am also presenting him and his crew the Presidential Citation as recognition for the fantastic job they did this morning.
The Arcadia Accord, that is the perfect name, Mr. President. This document is exactly what is needed. I am ready to sign. Mr. President, my team went through this earlier this morning, and I agree with what it says. I am ready to sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier of China and the President of Taiwan have just completed 3 days of intense discussion concerning bringing Taiwan back into China. I congratulate these men on what they have accomplished.
The two leaders will speak in a moment. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to Vanguard Lines for allowing us to use this beautiful ship to hold these discussions. The Arcadia has been the perfect location to hold such an event.
Now, let me turn the podium over to President Wan of Taiwan.
Thank you, President Hunter, for putting this together. Before the talks began, I expected that we would not come to any sort of agreement. My feelings changed during the first day. I found Premier Tsu to be honest and only looking to make life better for China and the Chinese people. Many of the opposition in my country have accused me of selling out Taiwan. My job will continue when I return to Taiwan, but I am sure I will convince the opposition that this is the best move forward for Taiwan's future. Let me cover a few of the good things that will happen in Taiwan. Freedom of speech was the first requirement. Premier Tsu says that expects people to protest if something is not right. Peaceful protests have been welcome in China for many, many years. Only when these protests halt the daily function of society, cause harm to someone else's property, or become dangerous to other citizens will the government get involved. The Premier agreed to each of our demands. The best thing about the reunification is that both Taiwan and China will greatly benefit by the joining of our successes in the computer world and with AI. We will accomplish so much more together. We did have a problem early this morning. It seems that a missile was launched from Taiwan's soil this morning in an attempt to kill the people here and dissolve these agreements. Thanks to the United States Navy, the missile was quickly destroyed. I thank the crew of the Arcadia. It is a beautiful ship and the food was always exceptional. In the last 3 days, President Wan and I have accomplished a great relationship amongst brothers. I would like to extend an invitation to all Taiwanese people to come and visit their brothers on the mainland. You will find open arms wherever you roam. Please, come and visit. This is the happiest day of my life, as I can finally say that China is whole again. May the world find peace and tranquility. Thank you.
Taiwan is not China. Democracy fighter. No to reposition. What do we want? Support for Taiwan. When do we want it? Now.
Taiwan is a democracy under threat. The U.S. must act now.
We support part now.
President Hunter is a coward. The U.S. must stand with Taiwan. We made promises. We keep promises.
If we abandon Taiwan, we risk global war.
And democracy.
Leadership means courage. This just in, Taiwan's President Wan's aircraft has exploded mid-air over the Taiwan Strait. He and his family were to visit China today. More details later. President of Taiwan has been killed in a mid-air explosion.
I thank y'all for coming out today in this cold weather. We lost a world leader today in Taiwan. This United States lost clarity of what we stand for as a nation.
We used to be a strong nation that had principles and we stood by our allies. President Hunter has thrown those values away as he cowers to China. This has got to cease.
Long live Taiwan.
Like all Taiwanese people, I mourn the loss of President Wan. We will find out who did this, and they will be punished. President Yuan created an illegal agreement with China and was basically going to give our country and its people to China. We are against this agreement. It is not what our people want. My first official act is to officially nullify this agreement. Taiwan is and will forever be a free country. This order will be signed immediately.
Good morning, Premier. I know you have heard the news about Yuan. That is the purpose of this call this morning.
Good morning, President Hunter. Yes, I have heard the news and fully aware of the situation in Taiwan. Gerald Chao has officially terminated the Arcadia Accord as his first action as the new president.
He has rejected everything we agreed upon. I understand the pressure this puts on your government, but I am asking you to hold back and do not invade.
The world watched President Yuan die. The world watched the Arcadia Accord collapse. If Taiwan declares itself a rebel state, we will treat it as one.
There are other paths, Tzu. Sanctions, economic isolation, covert action if needed. War is not the answer. Killing Chinese should not be what you are willing to do.
Mr. President, China has waited 70 years and we will wait no longer. Our forces are already mobilizing. I advise you to not get involved. Gerald Chao has declared independence. Yuan's party is fragmented. The United States is stalled by its election cycle. This is our window of opportunity.
Premier, our forces are ready. In the past month, we have placed another 500 special operations personnel inside Taiwan.
Each operative carries legitimate Taiwanese credentials. Approximately 30% are embedded in key infrastructure. They work in hospitals, power plants, and communication centers. Another third operate businesses or logistics operations. The remaining agents are stationed or live near key military and government targets. This is a good plan. We will create an illusion that all is calm. Let them believe it, that the pact still stands. But on the third day of the new year, we act.
Understood, Premier.
Mr. President, Premier Tsu requests a private video conference.
Okay, I can take it now. Mr. President, I hope I didn't interrupt anything. Are you free to talk in private? There is something I need to tell you. Yes, I am still in the office and have nothing on the schedule. Before you say anything, I would like to thank you for pulling back and allow tensions to calm down a bit. Peace is what we want. You have a satellite that just went offline. If you check, you will find that your GEO satellite 12 is completely dead. China has discovered how to disable satellites. Wait a damn minute, Premier. You are admitting that you targeted a United States satellite? That is an act of war. I am demonstrating China's capability while exercising restraint. GeoSat 12 was obsolete. Its removal was a message, not an attack. It remains in orbit but just does not work any longer. That is a bold statement. Saying you caused a failure is one thing. Proving it is something else.
Very well, Mr. President. I suggest you have your team check GeoSat 14. This is another older weather satellite currently in stationary orbit above the Indian Ocean.
Jesus Christ, you are committing another act of war.
Relax, President Hunter. This was an old satellite that tracks shipping lanes. Its loss is not strategic. There is also no risk of orbital debris. This is simply a warning, sir. If armed conflict erupts between China and the United States, your vital communications satellites in the Pacific will be neutralized by red eye.
Guys, I got a call from Tzu an hour ago and he informed me that China just disabled GeoSat 12. I was pissed but doubted if he was telling me the truth. That son of a bitch proved that he could. He took GeoSat 14 offline too. It only took him a couple of minutes. He called this weapon Red Eye. These two satellites were relics and he knew it. He said it was just to prove to me that he could. Can anybody here tell me anything about this Red Eye? Well, I am getting the deer in the headlight look from y'all. Here's what I need you to do. Check with every intel source you can get your hands on and find out about Red Eye. Find out everything about it, and I especially want to know how to kill it. Pass on any information to General Love and he will keep me up to date. That is all. Hello, Representative Jefferson. I should not have waited so long to call you. I apologize for not calling sooner. Can you come by the office today? Yes, 4 o'clock is good. See you then. I have watched some of your speeches and want you to be aware of some of the things the news has not reported on. I'm not telling you to stop talking to them, but just want you to have some more information. Thank you, Mr. President. This is my first visit to the Oval Office, and it is beautiful. As they say in Kentucky, you got some mighty fine fixins here. Mr. President, with all due respect, I have seen war up close and personal in Afghanistan. Our unit survived and even were victorious in battles that computers and experts said was impossible. The important thing here is our word. As an American, if I say I will do something, we made a promise 40 years ago and we must stand by our word. You were never in the service and have no idea what we are capable of doing. You are absolutely correct. I was not in the military. I beg to differ that I do not know our capability, though. There is one other thing that you should know, too. I just found out yesterday that the Chinese have a satellite that can disable our satellites in a matter of minutes. There is absolutely no way we could win a war when we lose all communication and GPS systems. So what you are going to do, Mr. President? Are we just going to sit by and watch as China takes Taiwan as a gift from your administration? Well, Congressman, I can tell that you are totally set in your ways and there is nothing that would convince you otherwise. Just remember, the facts that I shared with you today are top secret. Please treat them as such. Have a nice day.
"蔡总统证实，中国正从台湾周边撤军。截至今天早上8点，数百艘中国船只正返回母港。
I'm sure y'all have heard that China is pulling its forces back from around Taiwan. That is great news, and Premier Zhu and I have agreed to let things calm down in that region. Intelligence and satellite imagery clearly shows they have removed almost all of their naval forces, and as of this morning, they are in port. Taiwan's new president has taken this move as a positive note. I understand that President Zhao is at this time making preparations to officially visit China. This is great news for the region. I have instructed the Secretary of Defense to send the 6th Fleet back to the Middle East area. I don't know about you, but I feel much better about this situation now. All right, I have time for a few questions. Who's first? Yes, go ahead, Dana.
Mr. President, Congressman Jefferson says that the administration are cowards for not backing Taiwan. What is your response to Jefferson's comment?
Dana, I spoke with Jefferson directly the other day. I explained the situation to him in depth. My intent was not to stop him from speaking. I just explained my reasoning for the decisions I made. Yes, Claire. What is your question?
Rumor has it that the U.S. ran many scenarios on how we would do if we fought the Chinese in the area of Taiwan. What did those simulations reveal?
Yes, we ran numerous computer simulations. They confirmed our thoughts on what would be the outcome should such a horrible situation exist. It really doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that the cost in dollars and loss of lives would be catastrophic. Our goal is to use diplomatic means to achieve the right outcome. Guys, that is all the time I have. Thank you for attending.
Premier, satellite number 1 is down and the other 4 are next. There is no turning back now. Have the teams begin operations at 2 o'clock. Yes, sir. The order has been passed.
Comms check, check, check. Weld it shut. First mission accomplished. Let's go to communications. Everybody, stay in your seat and continue monitoring and communicating with aircraft. Do not do anything stupid and everything will be okay. Divert all incoming flights outside of 50 miles to Okinawa. Copy, diverting to Okinawa. All aircraft that are already in the pattern to land but park them at a holding spot. Holding all in-pattern aircraft. Halt all outbound traffic. Send the aircraft that are taxiing to a parking spot. They do return to the when the airport is collapsed with the exception and will be in the pattern. Yes, sir. I'm holding traffic. Directing to parking. This is Team 12. Tower is secure. We will remain in place until Phase 2 begins. Don't try to use your cell phones to communicate with anyone. You will not have a signal anyway. Premier, 4 major military installations have been captured. 3 casualties of Taiwan military have been confirmed. We have taken control of the tower at Taipei Airport. We have also cut power to all cell phone towers. Television stations have also been captured. Our training has paid off. Our forces are completing all tasks. What is the word on the capture of President Chao and his family? We have not heard from that team as of now. We have 3 teams assaulting the compound. 26 transport aircraft have lifted off from different air bases and will be landing 3,000 troops and equipment by 0600. Everything is going better than planned, Premier. 全队向目标前进，正在破门，分成2队搜索内部，左队清除左边走廊，右队清除右边走廊。跟我来，楼梯安全，收到，前进。安全，进入卧室。明白。检查床后面，衣柜安全，继续下一个房间。赵主席，你被逮捕了，你和你太太要跟我们走。下床，举起手来，手放背后。目标赵已捕获，已捕获。Premier, this was just reported. President Zhao, his wife, and 2 children have been captured in our custody. 3 of Zhao's security team were killed. I see. What is the status of our additional soldiers? There are over 3,000 soldiers in Taipei at the moment, and more aircraft are due in within the hour. We have accomplished all of our planned missions with the exception of an army base near the town of Icon. Their troops were alerted and are armed. Our soldiers will be reinforced there within the hour. There is a squadron of ground attack aircraft near Icon and they will be available if needed. Our commander on the ground is communicating with the Taiwanese major at the moment.
What's happening? There was no traffic and the streetlights weren't working.
We are not sure, but it seems that something major happened with Taiwan this morning.
I see. Wow, that is strange. Has the ambassador arrived yet?
Yes, she came in about 20 minutes ago. I think she went straight to the communications room.
Thank you.
John, you're here, thank God.
What has happened, ma'am? There is no traffic on the roads this morning.
It seems that during the night there was some sort of coup against the president of Taiwan. All cell phone traffic is down and all satellite comms are down too. I tried calling Washington and it doesn't go through.
Madam Ambassador, I saw several combat vehicles on the street and they were manned by what looks like Chinese special forces. A large group of them were also assaulting the police station down the street.
Okay, we need to send a critic immediately. You guys go and check to make sure our high side comms are available. I will write the message and it will go out immediately. Now, move.
Citizens of Taiwan, this is Premier Zhu of the People's Republic of China. I do not come as a conqueror, but as a unifier. In the early hours of this morning, a coordinated operation was carried out to restore lawful governance over our shared homeland. This was not an invasion, it was a reunion. Civilian life remains safe and undisturbed. Certain individuals within your former leadership resisted this moment of history. They have been neutralized. The operation is complete. Order has been restored. From this moment forward, Taiwan is no longer a disputed territory. It is a fully integrated province of the People's Republic of China. All citizens are urged to remain calm, cooperate with local authorities, and avoid interference with stabilization efforts. This is for your safety and our collective future as the new China. We are aware communications have been disrupted. This was necessary to ensure security and prevent disinformation. Telephone services will resume gradually. International access and data traffic will remain suspended for several days. Yes, you will have internet. Soon. Additional information will be provided later. Life for you will not change dramatically. You will still have all of the freedoms you now enjoy. Beginning tomorrow, you will go to your regular job and continue with your life. The future of Chinese people of Taiwan and the mainland will be so much better for everyone. We will combine the knowledge and expertise of both families and expand our horizons with unlimited breakthroughs. More information will be provided soon to make this a smooth transition. My brothers and sisters, the future has arrived and is no longer a dream. It is China's new reality. Peace to each of you. We have breaking news. China has taken control of Taiwan. Indeed, military strikes have been launched across the island. Our map shows the full scale of the operation. Global leaders are reacting to this crisis. Gentlemen, our country has a crisis. It is one that we did not authorize, anticipate, or provoke. As you have all heard, China went into Taiwan this morning. They captured President Tsao and his family. They also dismantled all communications to or from the island. First reports from our embassy says there was minimal casualties and little damage to the infrastructure. There was no warning at all from the Chinese. It was a covert operation against one of our long-standing allies. It's damn piracy and it demands action. John, we are at DEFCON 2 now. Move the 7th Fleet and get them steaming toward the Taiwan Strait at full speed. Bring the 6th Fleet back into the theater of operations. Reposition every deployable Pacific asset, subs, surveillance, drones, fighter squadrons, everything. I want deterrence visible from orbit. Premier Tsu, this message for you and the world. The United States was not warned and we were not consulted. The hotline you and I set up did not ring and no ambassador was summoned. Instead, you chose to act unilaterally, with overwhelming force, in the dead of night against a sovereign democratic state. You now attempt to justify it as reunification. But the world sees it for what it is, a surprise attack cloaked in propaganda. We are stunned, we are appalled, and we are mobilizing. If your intentions are truly peaceable, prove it now. Withdraw your forces and restore Taiwan's elected leadership. Return to dialogue before a single shot is fired in response. If you continue down this path, know this. The United States is prepared to act. Our allies are prepared to act. The international order is watching, and so are we. We will not blink. Citizens of the world, the operation conducted by the People's Liberation Army yesterday was a required measure, fully justified. It is now confirmed that the sabotage which led to the death of President Wan was orchestrated under direct orders from President Gerald Chao and his associates. The so-called government in Taipei has committed a grave act of terrorism against the Chinese state. Our response was swift and it is complete. Casualties were extremely minimal. We did not invade, we corrected. We did not conquer, we reclaimed. Taiwan is, and always has been, an inseparable part of China. Now that truth has been restored, I say this with absolute clarity, any foreign interference, military, covert, or otherwise, will be interpreted as a hostile act. It will be met not with warnings, but with overwhelming response. We do not bluff, and we do not yield. If you dare to intervene, you will be responsible for the many thousands who will die. Good afternoon, guys. Thank you for coming, and it's good to see you, Mr. Gong. It is my pleasure, Mr. President. Mr. President, Steve has been focusing on finding out just what China's red eye is. He has come up with quite a bit of information. Damn, this is good news, John.
What did you learn about red eye, and can we kill it?
Sir, you would be amazed at what information is available on the web. Most of it is public information, too. One thing is certain, though. Red eye is something special. The Chinese launched it in September of last year. It has a large array of solar panels, so it's totally self-sufficient. Red eye refers to the 300 kDa red laser it has on board.
Steve, can't we simply fire a missile at it to destroy it?
Sir, yes, you can fire a missile to destroy it. However, the millions of fragments from that explosion could easily destroy existing satellites. The price of losing satellite capabilities for 1,000 years is too high of a price to pay. The Secretary and I are checking other alternatives to bring the bird down. We are looking at something our defense contractors are working on. The project name is Helios. It is also a laser weapon system developed by General Dynamics.
Sounds like it could be promising. Continue and keep me informed. Well, guys, I have to get set up to call my nemesis. Son of a bitch. You smug bastard. Mr. President, such language. Come now, let's not begin an important conversation such as this with foul language. You hijacked a democratic nation, which is an ally of the United States. And now, you want to lecture me on manners. Gerald Chao was a traitor to the Chinese nations. He was also directly responsible for President Wan's killing. This is simple justice. Cut the crap, Sue. If you're going to keep pretending that this was defensive, don't expect me to keep pretending we believe you. And if you choose escalation, our first move will not be against your ships or your troops. It will be from up there. You will lose your satellites, your communications, your GPS, your surveillance grid, and all will go dark within minutes. Your entire military machine will go blind and mute. Mr. President, without your GPS satellites, your missiles and your aircraft will lose their effectiveness. They won't be able to find their targets, and they will also be easy targets for our air defenses. All right, let's discuss this. I certainly don't want war, and I know you don't either. That is correct, President Hunter. War would be a disaster for both our nations. Precisely, we must find a diplomatic path. We do not want war, but Taiwan will remain as a part of China. The lives of every citizen of Taiwan will be much better. Discuss this with your staff, and let's keep peace in this region. Good night, sir. Power system is at full capacity. Guidance is loaded. Mr. Gong, system is fully operational. Duty authorizes targeting of Geosat 54. Initiate aiming process. Target is being tracked. Helios has target acquired. Permission to fire? Permission granted. Initiate laser. Hello. Steve, we just heard the news about Helios 3. Congratulations, we just may have what we need now. We have confirmed that Red Eye will be in optimal position at 7:15 your time. We have sent the coordinates directly into Helios tracking. The President has authorized the disabling of Red Eye. Repeat, the President has authorized this action. Call after completing this task. Guys, we are a go for the mission. Coordinates have been sent to Helios 3. Let's make sure everything is ready. DoD has authorized this mission. Initiate aiming process. Target is being tracked. Fire for 20 seconds. Well, we hit it for a full 20 seconds. It should be destroyed. I'm sure there is a lot of molten metal on that thing now.
Mr. President, the Secretary of Defense is here.
Please send him in.
Mr. President, I have word on the Red Eye shot. Good news. Did they kill it?
Sir, we cannot confirm that it was destroyed. However, it was hit for a full 20 seconds.
God damn it, John, I need confirmation. My hands are tied with this red eye thing in the sky. Get me confirmation.
Yes, sir. We will do everything in our power to get confirmation.
I cannot commit to anything if that thing is still in the air. Let me know as soon as you can. I have been informed that the 7th Fleet is now on station 300 miles off of Taiwan, and the 6th Fleet will be on station within 36 hours. The 25th Infantry Division will arrive within 16 hours on Okinawa, and the 3rd Marine Division is staging at this moment. DEFCON is at the highest level without actually fighting a war. Every computer simulation shows the war with China is unwinnable. Can you guys tell me why I should make the decision to go to war, knowing that the outcome is not in our favor?
Mr. President, we signed a treaty with Taiwan and we must uphold that treaty. The United States has never backed down from any adversary. We cannot start now. Sir, I agree with General Watkins. I also disagree with the findings from the computer simulations. Our forces are backed by the greatest weapons the world has ever witnessed. If it becomes necessary, our Navy has hundreds of nuclear weapons that could turn the war to our advantage.
Wait a goddamn minute, Admiral. Are you telling me this I should give the okay to kill millions of Chinese over the defense of Taiwan? I will not be the second president to use a nuclear weapon to end a war unless the Chinese launched first. I am ordering the leadership of the military here in this meeting to look this over again and give me options without committing to a nuclear bomb. General Love, please brief me by the end of the day. Gentlemen, the VP and I are going to go and talk this out between us. Everyone else needs to come up with another option. Thank you.
This administration has failed again. President Hunter has shown the world that he does not have the resolve to stand by our allies. Taiwan was our friend, and we have let them fall. The free people of Taiwan are now under the control of the communist government in China. This administration's failure is a disgrace and is most certainly un-American. Carol, if I had to sum it up, I would simply state that the President of the United States doesn't have the balls to do what's right.
Teresa, remind me, why did I take this job?
Because you're the only one who wanted it for the right reason. You care, you listen, and when the noise dies down, people will remember that.
Mr. President, the staff have discussed this at length, and here is the operations plan we are recommending. It has been reviewed by each staff, and all have accepted it. Go over the main parts, General Love. Of course, Mr. President. Mr. President, that concludes the briefing. As I mentioned earlier, each service has reviewed and accepted his plan. Do you have any questions, sir? What is the name you're giving to this operation? The name of the operation is called Reprieve, sir. General Love, personally, I don't like it. However, you men here are my experts in the art of war. It's against my better judgment, but I give you the go-ahead to execute Reprieve.
Good evening, Mr. President. I apologize for calling so late, but it is imperative that we talk immediately.
I was just leaving the office. What is on your mind, Premier? My intelligence team tells me that you have dramatically increased your ship and troop movements in the Eastern Pacific. If you don't stop now, I will ensure the United States loses almost everything that it has in this part of the world. We both have satellites looking down from the heavens. I can see the 7th Fleet standing by. I know about the support vessels, and I know about the 25th Infantry Division. Are you prepared to lose over 50,000 men and women in one day? Their assault vehicles will never reach Taiwan. Please, look at your scenarios again. They will clearly show that there is no way you can win. Let's save lives on both sides and save the lives of thousands of Taiwanese people that could die. Mr. President, this may be the last time we talk without being at war. I know you are a good man and hope you can fight off those that are leading you astray. Premier,
Yes, what is it?
Premier, this is General Chow. The American assault has begun. Do we have authorization to eliminate the satellites?
Authorization granted. Make sure all 6 are eliminated. I will be in as soon as possible.
Freedom 1, this is Freedom 4. I have a cluster of targets on my radar at 225 miles. Roger, Freedom 4, I have them. They are not identing, so treat as hostile. This is Freedom 3. I'm picking up a large cluster of fast movers coming in from 270. It looks like we are in for a fight, guys. This is Freedom 1, Freedom 2. Freedom Flight, I just lost my navigation and cannot identify the location of hostiles. I just lost my nav too. Just got painted by their radar. Freedom Flight, break left and return to home. Not positive, but should be a heading of 035. Take that heading and don't run into each other. Hello, I have incoming missiles. Get back home, guys. Freedom Flight, this is Freedom 6. We have multiple missiles incoming. We are breaking hard left. Oh, shit!
Bridge, this is Radar. We have multiple small aircraft coming in from 270. Unable to determine how many or type of aircraft. They appear to be small drones. Copy Radar. Track and engage. Tracking now. Contact the rest of the fleet and let them know about the drones. Captain, all of the flights have lost navigation. They are using magnetic compasses to try and find the ship. Freedom Flight lost 4 of the flight of 6. No information on the pilots. Okay, get the deck ready to bring our birds back in.
Lead to wing, maintain formation. Copy, lead 2 is holding. 3, roger that. Eagle 1, Eagle 3, my navigation is not displaying. Going to inertial guidance. Eagle Flight, Eagle 1, we have multiple missiles coming in. Initiate countermeasures and break away from formation. Eagle 3, Eagle 2 was hit. Terminate mission and return to rendezvous point.
Captain, fires are reported throughout the hangar deck. Broadcast to the fleet. The Reagan is closed for all erupts. Divert to Okinawa. I've got small screws in the water. Wait, there's nothing. False alarm, sir. Keep your ears on. The Chinese may have drones in these waters. Aye, aye, sir. Screws are back and louder. Distance is 200 meters and closing fast. Prepare for impact. Hard left rudder.
I never imagined that we would be able to turn back the Americans this quick, General. Congratulations, your team and your military did an excellent job. What are our losses as of now?
Premier, we lost one aircraft that was hit very early on. The pilot ejected and is well. Several units were bombed at one of the garrisons on Taiwan. They suffered 10 casualties and 15 were wounded. One destroyer was hit with minimal damage. The American satellites were disabled between 1:20 and 1:40 this morning. After disabling their satellites, the Americans really didn't inflict any damage. It was a successful battle for China. What are the estimates of casualties with the enemy? Premier, I should feel good about telling you the news. It is hard, very hard, sir. The Americans were devastated. Almost every ship in the 7th Fleet suffered severe damage. Their primary carrier, the USS Ronald Reagan, was destroyed and most likely will sink during the night. Premier, I feel sadness for the Americans. I know that they initiated this and I should feel proud to have been so successful. Honestly, proudness is not something I feel at this moment. I really wish that they would have followed your advice. Our hospital ships are already in the area. Send the Xiwang and the Heping to help recover the Americans? Premier, thank you, sir. I was hoping that you would make this decision.
This is the Chinese hospital ship Peace. We are here to help the wounded. We will be sending boats to pick up severely wounded people. Please do not fire at us. We are here to help.
Stop the ship! Deploy rescue boats! Pull them in! Help! We need evac! We are coming! Hold on!
Easy now. Careful with the leg. Thank you. It hurts bad. Almost there. Stay with us.
Stay with us. We will help you with the pain.
Witches engaged, lowering lifeboat 1. Flash bound, confirmed.
Initiate lifeboat 2 deployment.
Help! Somebody! We're dying! Grab the rope! We'll pull you up! My leg! I can't hold on! Steady! One more pull!
Thank you. My friends are still out there.
Premier, we have 3 hospital ships involved and 2 are rescuing survivors from the 7th Fleet and 1 is assisting with the 6th Fleet. The 6th Fleet also suffered damage. As of 11 this morning, we have rescued over 8,000 Americans and another 7,000 injured. Most are being treated on board the hospital ships. Seriously injured are being transported by helicopter to hospitals in Taiwan. We have also deployed vessels to assist with recovery of bodies in the water. Over 5,000 have been recovered this far. We will hold their bodies in cold storage facilities on Taiwan. Premier, 2 of our underwater drones attacked U.S. Ohio-class submarines. Since they only explode upon contact, I think both submarines were destroyed. General, you are a good person and the perfect man to be leading our nation's military. Thank you. Now, I must make the most difficult call I have ever made. I will call President Hunter.
Unbelievable. We just suffered the worst and most one-sided loss in the history of the world. Can you two tell me what went wrong?
Mr. President, when we were deprived of satellite navigation and communications, and our aircraft were flying blind, they could not find targets or use accurate data on China's planes. Basically, we were sitting ducks.
General Love, 2 nights ago you were in this same office when you strongly recommended that going into Taiwan was the right thing to do. Do you feel the same way now?
Mr. President, Premier Tsu is on the line and requests a call with you.
You guys are going to sit in on this call.
Premier Tsu, I don't know what to say. This is a bad time for us. What is it you want to say?
President Hunter, I regret to inform you that your attempt to retake Taiwan has failed. I am very sorry to tell you that almost every assault vehicle was destroyed before reaching the shoreline. The loss of life was severe. Your 7th Fleet is no longer operational. Only a few ships were able to withdraw under their own power. I have also given instructions to allow the highest-ranking member of its crew to prevent Chinese personnel from entering the restricted areas. Once the Blue Ridge can sail, it will be returned to you. Right now, our search and rescue ships are in the area along with the hospital ship USNS Bethesda, recovering as many survivors as possible.
Thank you for saving the Blue Ridge, Premier. Do you have any word on Admiral Taylor? He was the commander of the 7th Fleet and is missing?
Yes, I believe that he was found with severe burns. He has been transferred to the major hospital in Taipei. He is in critical condition and is provided with the best medical care possible.
Thank you for that information, Premier. I will pass this on to his family.
Currently, we have rescued over 10,000 of your soldiers and sailors. If they are not injured, they will be treated as guests and housed in one of the military bases in Taiwan. You injured are being treated by our doctors. I have also been told that the USS Ronald Reagan was severely damaged and the captain scuttled the ship. I understand this was one of America's prized carriers, and I am honestly very sorry that this happened. I cannot confirm this, but the chairman of Chinese Joint Chiefs reported to me a few minutes ago that 2 of our unmanned underwater drones made contact with 2 submarines. We will pass on the coordinates of these attacks. Finally, Mr. President, the Chinese Navy has many vessels recovering bodies that are found. Your soldiers and sailors that have fallen will be treated with dignity and stored at facilities in Taiwan.
We will make arrangements to have these men transported out of Taiwan as soon as possible. I assume that we could send military transports to Taipei to retrieve them.
Of course, Mr. President. The Taipei airport is now open, and it may take a few days for flight scheduling to become normal. Let's have our staff work out the details. Mr. President, I wish this would have never happened. I should feel victorious, but I do not have any such feelings. My command center is also very quiet. The Army, the Navy, and the Air Force personnel are sitting at their consoles and not one man or woman is smiling, Mr. President. There was absolutely no joy in this victory. I sincerely hope that our 2 great countries can learn from this tragedy and work together to make this a better world. If there is anything else I or the Chinese people can do, please let me know.
Will, Premier, thank you for the call and letting me know what is happening. I appreciate it very much. I wish peace to you and the Chinese people. Good night.
The U.S. has suffered a devastating defeat in Taiwan. China has
crushed the American attempt to recapture the island. This is a massive loss for the U.S. military.
Global markets are reacting to the shocking news.
Representative Jefferson, what do you have to say about Iron Reprieve?
President Hunter allowed Taiwan to fall without resistance. Then, in a moment of desperation, he launched an ill-conceived military campaign that resulted in the slaughter of thousands of American service members. This is not leadership. I am calling for President Hunter's immediate impeachment. Pamela, President Hunter has shown himself to lack the basic skills to lead this country. He is a dangerous man and needs to immediately be replaced.
Teresa, you know that they have the votes.
Maybe they do.
They also have their justification.
Then leave on your own terms. You did what was right, even if it cost you everything. That is what history will remember.
Schedule a national address for 9 o'clock tonight. I will announce my resignation that will be effective at noon tomorrow. Hello, my fellow Americans. Tonight, I speak to you not as a politician, but as a servant of this great republic. Over the past weeks, we have confronted a level of crisis and complexity rare in any generation. In those moments, I made choices. Some have questioned them, some always will. Let me be absolutely clear. Every decision I made was to protect the sovereign nation of Taiwan. Under my command, our forces suffered tremendous losses. I relied on the best information and counsel available. Looking back, the decision was wrong. It caused sacrifices that our nation must now endure and recover from. The people of Taiwan remain in our hearts. Our strength as a nation endures. But strength without wisdom can endanger the very world we seek to protect. The events of March 10th were a failure. I accept the consequences without complaint. Therefore, tonight, with full faith in our Constitution and with unwavering belief in the American people, I am submitting my resignation as President of the United States. It will take effect tomorrow at noon. Vice President Dan Dennison will assume the office of the presidency. He is prepared, capable, and deserving of your trust. Thank you for the honor of serving you. May God bless each of you, and may God bless the United States of America. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that I did not expect, but I am looking forward to playing a part in the American recovery from what recently happened. This is a big step for a man who grew up in the cotton fields just north of Bakersfield, California. It is a challenge, but also a great opportunity to help heal our great nation. Today is not about politics. It is about continuity, duty, and the solemn weight of service. I stand here with humility and a deep awareness of the responsibility that has been entrusted to me. I thank President Hunter for his courage, integrity, and commitment to doing what is right rather than what is easy. This transition is not a defeat, but a reaffirmation of principle. His decision was made in conscience. History will judge it more fairly than today's headlines. As I take this office, I do so with clarity of purpose. The challenges ahead are extraordinary, but our strength, resolve, and unity are greater still. To our allies, our commitment remains firm. To our adversaries, do not mistake the loss in the Pacific for a weakness of spirit. To the American people, I pledge to lead with transparency, resolve. Good afternoon. This is the first time that I am sitting in the seat, but I am really ready. First of all, I want to make one thing clear from the very start. There will be no loyalty tests under my leadership, but there will be accountability. Each of us here is a steward of something much greater than ourselves. John, I know your responsibilities are heavy. Your immediate task is to track and report on all recovery efforts tied to Operation Iron Reprieve.
Sir, the USS Bethesda is currently stationed near the last known location of the 7th Fleet. Our personnel are cataloging the name, rank, social security number, and condition of every American service member found.
We have over 60,000 service members unaccounted for. Families are waiting, mothers, fathers, and children. They deserve to know what happened. General Love, I have heard reports about Taiwan. I need your assessment. I don't want the sanitized version. I want you and the other chiefs in my office tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I will have all 4 chiefs with me tomorrow morning.
Welcome back, Mr. President. How was the ceremony?
It was wonderful, Donna. Thank you for this. The office feels just like home.
Of course, sir. I wanted it to reflect your roots.
It's perfect. Thank you. You did a great job, Donna. Now, the first order of business is to see if you can set up a video call with the Premier of China. President Hunter called him from here many times.
We'll make it happen, sir.
Mr. President, the IT team is coming in to show you how to use the equipment once we have a connection.
Thanks, Donna.
Good morning, Premier Tsu. This is Dan Dennison. I have just assumed the office of President following President Hunter's resignation this morning. I wanted to speak with you as my first act.
I had not heard the news, but I suspected such a change was coming. I did not expect it to happen so quickly. Regardless, it is an honor to speak with you.
I have been informed that your country has provided hospital ships to aid in recovery and the search for survivors. That is not something one expects from an adversary. I want to express my appreciation.
You are welcome, Mr. President. I spoke with President Hunter the other day and offered my condolences. My own chief of staff wept while briefing me on the battle. He felt so horrible for the results of this that he resigned this morning. No one in China is celebrating what happened. We want your country to recover, and we will help however we can.
Thank you for your sincerity, Premier. The United States faces a long road ahead. However, we will recover.
I understand. Until we speak again, Mr. President, I wish you and your nation peace. What the hell happened with Iron Reprieve, gentlemen? The strongest military in the world was wiped out within hours. General Love, you go first.
Mr. President, we were not adequately prepared and we failed. Failed? You lost over 30,000 lives in a matter of minutes. Not adequately prepared doesn't cut it. The plan for Operation Iron Reprieve was developed under the direction of the Army Chief of Staff, with input from all branches. We believed it was a sound plan. General Collier and I personally presented it to President Hunter. Although he expressed hesitation, he ultimately gave the order after further discussion with General Collier and me. I do not believe he was fully convinced, but he signed off.
Each of you signed off on this plan as being a sound operational plan. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your decisions and advice to the President concerning Iron Reprieve was poorly conceived and presented to a man who relied on your decisions as being in the best interest of the nation. We now know that this plan was doomed to fail. Frankly, gentlemen, I do not have the least bit of confidence with any of you. Therefore, I am requiring each of you to submit a letter of resignation by this afternoon. Keep it simple and just resign from service.
Understood, Mr. President. The letters will be on your desk by the end of the day.
We have Congressman Jefferson with us once again. Thank you, Congressman, for being here today. It seems that the White House and the Dennison administration is scrambling to recover from Iron Reprieve. What are your words on this?
Donna, thanks for having me again. Dennison fired the chairman of the Joint Chiefs as well as firing each of the services chiefs. It is unbelievable. I cannot imagine what he was thinking. It was a stupid move to make. Listen, America, this is critical. Please join us so we can peacefully take back our country. Google Patriot Restoration Caucus for information on what you can do to help.
Good afternoon, members of the White House Press Corp. Let me bring you all up to date on what has been happening this week. First of all, we are recovering from Iron Reprieve. As many of you may know, China provided 3 medical ships to pick up wounded soldiers and sailors in the waters around Taiwan. They provided triage treatment on board, and the injured were transferred to hospitals in Taiwan. China also provided its Navy to assist in the recovery of bodies from the waters. I understand that they are being treated with respect and dignity. The bodies of our lost will be identified and returned home soon. We have also confirmed the loss of 2 of our Ohio-class submarines. The USS Florida and the USS Louisiana were hit by underwater drones, and both vessels were destroyed with the loss of their entire crew. The United States also lost 5 important GPS and communication satellites over the Pacific. Those satellites are vital to our nation's safety. They will be replaced in the next few weeks. I received a note from the Premier of China last night. He says that China will be paying $100,000 to each service member that died during Iron Reprieve. The money has already been deposited in a U.S. bank. That is all that I have to announce today. Rest assured that this administration will be totally transparent. Thank you, and sorry, no questions today.
China started this war by illegally invading and taking Taiwan. He now wants to appease us by paying for our acceptance.
My friends, this is blood money. It should be returned with a note saying, hell no. We do not want your blood money. China acts like it wants to be our friend. Trust me, that is not what they want. They simply want to control the world, and we must stand in their way. We must never let our guard down against these evil people. Thank you. Our program this evening is what Taiwan looks like after 6 months of China control. Stay tuned for some interesting things we have discovered.
After reunification, how has life changed here in Taiwan? We were afraid at first, but life has really gotten much better.
Yes, and the transportation is so much better now.
Definitely, these new trains are great.
Excuse me, how would you rate the healthcare here?
It's great. The new clinics are very convenient.
Yes, the staff are so friendly and helpful. Wonderful, thank you.
How has life changed since reunification?
It's wonderful. Shopping is easier, and these new items are so affordable.
And what about the variety of goods?
Yes, it's fantastic. I find everything I need.
How has life changed for you since becoming part of China?
It's been positive. Daily life is more stable and convenient. And opportunities?
Yes, they've increased. It's good.
Gentlemen, what's life like after China? It's better. We have full access to all the AI China that developed. And that has made a difference? Absolutely. It's a game changer. So, are you happy with your salaries? Yes, very satisfied. The real difference is costs are going down for everything. Yeah. Yes, everything is changing to electric. If you could go back, would you want Taiwan to be strictly Taiwanese again? Yes, in theory, but the economic impact is a big concern. And politically, it would be very complicated with the mainland. I see. Thank you.
Well, here I am again. It seems I spend more time on this podium than I do at my desk. Here is what has happened in the last week. Despite having Jefferson fight against it, China's funds for those who died during Iron Reprieve will be released by the IRS in the next 3 weeks. I know that it can never replace the loved one that you lost, but hopefully it will help. We are looking at smarter ways to use our naval forces. Iron Reprieve taught us a valuable lesson. Large Navy ships cannot compete with the thousands and thousands of offensive drones. They just can't.
We have fully replaced our fleet of vital satellites. Each is equipped with new technologies and even has AI built into them. No longer is the threat of red eye a problem. Okay, that's it. No questions as usual.
Welcome to the 2028 presidential election debate. The two candidates are Representative Hugh Jefferson and the current president, Dan Dennison. We'll begin in just a moment. Gentlemen, we begin tonight with the issue foremost on the nation's mind. 1 year ago tomorrow, Operation Iron Reprieve ended in failure. President Dennison, do you still stand by your decision to cancel retaliation efforts following what happened with the mission Iron Reprieve?
Absolutely. My responsibility wasn't to avenge our troops. It was to prevent more American lives from being lost. We responded with resilience, not recklessness. We rebuilt our defenses, modernized our satellite infrastructure, and ensured we would never be caught off guard again. I honored the fallen not with more bloodshed, but with enduring strength.
Mr. President, resolve means nothing without consequences. China massacred over 60,000 young men and women. You didn't just let them get away with it. You shook the hand of their killer afterward, and that makes me sick. You let the man responsible for American deaths uncheck their families like he was now playing the part of a hero. That's not diplomacy, sir. That is disgrace.
Congressman Jefferson, you've suggested that Premier Tsu will effectively control America if President Dennison remains in power. Do you have any evidence of undue influence?
Let me be clear, Dan Dennison is not a traitor. Down deep, I believe he cares for this country. But I must tell you, he is dangerously naive. Premier Tsu doesn't need to fire missiles at the United States anymore. If you look, he's already inside the house. Look at the lopsided trade deals, such as the Chinese owning more of our companies. Look at our intelligence sharing, too. China hasn't earned our trust. They've purchased it, and this administration collects the money with pride.
That's a lie dressed as patriotism. I have spent every day of this presidency rebuilding alliances, securing our interests, and ensuring that American lives are not wasted. You say I'm soft on China, but while you scream at the dragon, I've been making sure it doesn't burn the village. You are correct, Mr. Jefferson. The Chinese halted our attempt to regain the sovereignty of Taiwan. Our military leaders at the time examined the intelligence and devised a plan to repatriate Taiwan. President Hunter accepted the advice and recommendations of these generals and gave the okay. Looking back, we have discovered now that this plan failed, and it failed tremendously. We could have escalated Iron Reprieve into a global conflict or maybe even World War III. I did not want to have more lives lost and took the diplomatic approach. Look what that got for us. Our economy is the best it has ever been. Wages are up, prices are down, and life is once again great for America. I am proud of what was accomplished by this administration. Thank you, America.
The American people have spoken, loudly, clearly, and proudly. A new day is here, and we will lead with fire in our hearts and steel in our spine.
So help me God.
My fellow Americans, today I take this oath not as a formality, but as a solemn commitment. It is a promise to restore the strength, pride, and honor of the United States of America.
We are a wounded nation. Wounded not by foreign missiles or soldiers, but by cowardice, weakness, and betrayal from within. The failed operation in the Pacific, what history will call Iron Reprieve, cost us thousands of brave servicemen and women. And for what? For appeasement, for hesitation, for politics.
Let me be clear, that chapter is closed. This presidency will not be defined by apology or retreat. It will be defined by resolve. To those responsible, justice is coming.
To our adversaries in Beijing who dared strike us, humiliate us, and now sit smug behind their red curtain, I have not forgotten. The American people have not forgotten, and we will not forgive without accountability. We are not seeking war, but we will never again flee from it if it is forced upon us. America must be feared again, respected again, and above all, united again. I ask each of you, stand with me. The time for half measures over. The time for American revival begins now. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Mr. Secretary, these new AI zones are operational. Their mission is to seek out and eliminate humans. Yes, Mr. President, the zones use advanced algorithms to identify and neutralize threats. Human oversight is mandatory. They are in production at the moment. We expect to have 100,000 produced each month. That's good. With our upgrades in other parts of the military, we should reach our readiness level soon.
Our forces can be staged within a few weeks upon your command. It looks good. You're doing a great job as the Secretary of Defense. Thank you, Bill.
Mr. President, someone's here to see you. She's not on the schedule, but I think you'll want to hear her out.
Who is it?
Her name is Elena Alvarez. She's the widow of one of our Marines who died during Iron Reprieve.
Okay, send her in.
Mr. President, this is Elena Alvarez. She has been trying to see you every day for the last month. One of the guards brought her in.
Please, let's sit on the sofas.
I won't be long, Mr. President. That is my husband holding our daughter. You have used his name before, at rallies and on podiums with flags behind you. You called him a hero. You also said you'd never forget what China did.
I meant every word too, Elena.
I believe you, and I think you truly want to do what's right. But I also think you're about to do something that would make Ben ashamed.
They killed him, Mrs. Alvarez. The Chinese took an unfair advantage of our young men and women. You know that besides your husband, there are over 60,000 families mourning for the ones they lost.
I know, I buried the proof.
Then how can you tell me not to act?
Because what I understand of the action you may be taking is not justice, it's revenge. I know that my husband didn't sign up to be part of some blood feud. He believed this country stood for much more than this. I followed the news, and if you launch those missiles against the Chinese people, you're not hitting generals. You're hitting fathers, mothers, and children too. These are kids just like Sophia. They do not know how to die, and I will not show them. There will be new widows and new orphans on both sides of the Pacific. I want Ben's death to mean something. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I came into this office with fire in my heart. I promised strength and I promised action. I promised justice for the Americans who gave their lives during Iron Reprieve. And I nearly mistook vengeance for leadership. I met with the wife of one of our fallen Marines yesterday. Her words forced me to think about what we were planning to do. I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart for realizing the consequences of my actions. Instead, I have ordered the immediate reopening of diplomatic back channels with Beijing. I will be talking with Premier Tsu this afternoon so the two of us can openly discuss the future of both countries. Next week, I will also travel to Brussels to meet with our European allies. We will begin forming a new security and economic framework that includes China. We lost brave men and women. We must now honor them, not by repeating the mistakes of history, but by learning from them. There will be justice, but not through ashes. Thank you for being here today. Now, I must go back to work and prepare for the call with Premier Tsu.
Good morning, Premier Tsu. Thank you for taking this call. Of course, Mr. President. I was pleasantly surprised, but I welcome the opportunity to speak with you. We need to keep our lines open and talk frequently.
I met with the widow of a Marine who died during Iron Reprieve. Her words made a huge impact with me. I promised her I'd do everything in my power to make sure we never walk the road of war again.
I understand. I too have met families of those lost on our side. The pain that you feel is not one-sided. It's time we stop letting our pride write the next chapter in our nation's history. I didn't come into this office to launch another war. I came here to protect my people. That includes protecting them from the consequences of miscalculation. I want to understand you and the great Chinese people. That is wise, Mr. President. Conflict has made both of our nations bleed. Peace is harder, but it builds more than it breaks.
You are absolutely correct. We're still going to compete economically and strategically. I'm asking for a new foundation between China and the United States. We should have no surprises.
Agreed. Tension thrives in silence, and transparency between our governments could prevent another disaster.
Then let's start small. We can have joint working groups made up of military and diplomatic teams that are focused solely on crisis prevention.
That is great news. We are ready to join together and make the entire world a better place.
Thank you, Premier. Let's make sure no more families have to carry what that widow carried.
Let this be a turning point, not a pause, for their sake as well as our own.
A young man leaves his home.
The Iron Reprieve Memorial, in memory of those who were lost when the world stood on the edge of war. Their sacrifice reminded humanity that peace is the only victory.
The fight, though fear keeps him awake at night. He carries dreams beneath his gear and hides 1,000 silent fears. War steals children, breaks apart families, homes, and human hearts. The price is paid in tears and pain, while nothing lost is ever gained. If peace can win before guns roar, then let us choose that evermore. Some return with scars, you see. Some with wounds no eye can read. Part of them stays far away on some forgotten battlefield. Still they gave what few could give, so others might be free to live. Build more schools instead of tanks, fill more dreams than empty ranks. The greatest victory we'll ever know is when no child must fear tomorrow. When they were called, remember every soldier who gave their all. But if wisdom guides the path we keep, we'll fight much harder to protect the peace, because the greatest victory of all is when no one has to answer war's call.